guys ready?
Yeah.
Are you really ready?
Yeah.
I am so excited today to talk to you about our third generation of our AMD Ryzen. It is truly an incredible product for us. And you know, as much as we loved the first generation of Ryzen, we absolutely love first gen Ryzen. Did you guys love first gen Ryzen? And by the way, we loved second gen Ryzen too. But frankly, our company is an engineering company, and we were not satisfied. Our engineering team wanted to do more. We wanted to push the envelope further. We had so much ambition for the desktop and what you can do on the desktop. So today, we are ready to share with you the third generation Ryzen processor family. So let me start with a little bit about what you know. You know third generation Ryzen is based on 7 nanometer Zen 2 cores. This is part of our Zen processor family, and it's the third incarnation of our Zen processor family. You also know that it's an AM4 socket, and that's important because we wanted our enthusiast fans to have the continuity of AM4. And it's also the world's first PCIe Gen 4 platform, and you're going to see that in action today as well. So now let me tell you some things you may not know. Let's start first with the core. The core truly is the engine of our third gen Ryzen, and Zen 2 is an incredible core. When you take a look at some of the features, we doubled the floating point. And why is that important? Doubling the floating point in PC applications means you have faster performance in creative workloads for all of those content creators who want to do more. We also doubled the cache size. Why did we double the cache size? Because access to memory is so important. And we believed that if you reduce the memory latencies, you get much, much better performance, particularly in games and how gaming performance works. And then the most important piece of Zen 2 is the IPC, or the instructions per clock. IPC, you work incredibly hard for every single percentage of performance. And when we started Zen 2, our engineers told me, Lisa, I think we might get 8 to 10% IPC. Zen was a great core. Zen is a great core. We think 8 to 10% is reasonable. But my engineers are amazing, and they always surprise me and us. And so today, I'm happy to share with you that Zen 2 in the PC workloads actually achieves 15% IPC uplift. 15%, every percent counts. And the reason it counts is because IPC lifts all boats. All applications improve with IPC, whether you're talking about gaming or heavily threaded applications and so on and so forth. So we're really, really happy with how Zen 2 has come about. But I'm sure you guys want to know what the product can do. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right, so let's start with the very first third gen Ryzen product. It's the Ryzen 7 3700X. The 3700X is the world's first 7 nanometer desktop CPU. It has 8 cores, 16 threads, 4.4 gigahertz boost frequency, 36 megabytes of total cache, and all in an amazing 65 watts of TDP. "65 watts for 8 cores and 16 threads. That's the power of 7 nanometer technology. If you take a look at some of the performance characteristics, look, the second gen Ryzen is a great set of products, but what we're seeing with the 3700X is significant double-digit performance in both single-threaded and multi-threaded workloads at that significantly lower power. So more performance, lower power, third-gen capability. But with that, you probably want to see the third-gen in action. So Robert, come on out and help me demonstrate 3700X.
I can do that. Hey.
All right, Robert, what are we going to show?
So we've got Cinebench R20 running, and I was thinking back to my time as a reviewer, looking at AMD's K7 and K8 architectures, long time ago. And we've used Cinebench for over 15 years to reliably and quickly test the performance of a processor. And now we're on Cinebench R20, which came out just last month. And what you'll see on your right is the Ryzen 7 3700X versus, on the left, the Core i7 9700K. And as we churn through this realistic, ray-traced scene, you may notice that the Ryzen 7 3700X is quite a bit faster. In fact, it's about 1/3 faster than the competing part. And that's really a testament to the compute performance of Zen2 and the density that the 7-nanometer Zen2 architecture brings to a chip.
Fantastic.
And it's just a monster performance. And I think if content creators really, really want something special, that's just 65 watts. This is a beautiful, beautiful part. And our competitor is still going.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll just let that tick through.
Are we done?
Almost there.
Almost.
Almost. Okay.
It takes a little while.
All right, there we are. All right.
Robert, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. So look, you get an idea of how much capability you have. Again, against our competitor, what we see is single-threaded performance about equal, and 28% more multi-threaded performance, all at 65 watts with lower power. So we love 3700X, but you know we love processors in general. So let me introduce you to the next member of the Ryzen 7 family, the Ryzen 7 3800X. The 3800X is now the 8-core device for the enthusiast gamer. The boost clock goes up to 4.5 gigahertz, 36 megabytes of total cache, and you see this is now at 105 watts. And when we think about the 3800X, we really think about it as the 8-core performance leader. So take a look at the improvements. Ryzen was always an incredible processor, but when you look at the gaming improvements that we've been able to get with 3rd-gen Ryzen, you can just look generationally. These are some of the most popular esports titles, things like League of Legends, Dota, PUBG, and you can see tremendous double-digit performance improvement, because we really believe gaming performance is critical, and we designed the 3800X for gaming performance. So with that, let me invite Robert out again to show you what 3800X does.
Okay, so this time we have the Core i9 9900K on the left versus our beautiful Ryzen 7 3800X. Both of them 8 cores, 16 threads. And the great thing about it is this beautiful PUBG demo that we built and recorded to reliably test the performance of this game. This is a tough game to benchmark, but we've done it. And what you'll see is that both processors are about the same. And in fact, that's ideal. I know as a gamer that I want a processor that gives so much performance to the GPU that it's out of the way. I don't even have to worry about the fact that my GPU is being bottlenecked by the processor. So the Ryzen 7 3800X, if you are looking for a chip that gives you the performance you need for those high-end GPUs, this is it. It's the best game in town. And if you add in all the other technologies, Lisa, like Gen 4 and 7 nanometer, it's the only choice.
Fantastic. All right. Now, what we said about our solution is it's not just about the processor. It really is about the system. So what we want to show you next, Robert's going to help me, we're going to show you the 3800X with the new Navi Radeon RX 5700 series with X570 motherboard and with a tremendous amount of I/O capability using PCI Express Gen 4. So this is actually the world's first PCI Express Gen 4 ready gaming PC and demo. So Robert, let's show our crowd.
Absolutely. So we built two systems. On your left, a PCI Gen 3 system, and on your right, exclusively and uniquely from AMD, a PCI Gen 4 system. And this is running the upcoming 3D Mark PCI Express feature test, which is designed to answer the question, how much extra graphics performance can you get from PCI Gen 4 versus Gen 3? And the answer is clear, and it's large. Up to 69% more performance for graphics from having PCI Gen 4, which you can only get from AMD.
Just take a look at that bandwidth.
So we're running about 25 frames per second on the AMD system and about 14 frames per second on the Intel system. And this is just a really great demonstration of what Gen 4 can do for gamers, and you think about how that might help games in the future.
Fantastic. Robert, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
So when you take a look at the new Ryzen 7 family, 3rd gen, this is what your takeaway should be. When you look at Ryzen 3700X or 3800X, in single-threaded, we are at or better than the competition. In multi-threaded, we are significantly better than the competition. And this is the power of Zen 2, the power of our chiplet architecture, and the power of bringing that all together in the ecosystem. So that's Ryzen 7. We also have a broad ecosystem ready for our 3rd gen Ryzen. And when you look at this, I really want to thank our partners. Our partners have really brought forward over 56 new motherboards, X570s, at launch. So thank you for that. And we have 100+ motherboards that are already Ryzen ready for 3rd generation. So that's our commitment to the AM4 platform. And so all of you will have access to that broad ecosystem. Now, I do have one more thing for you this morning. Do I have one more thing? Everybody has been wondering, is AMD going to bring more than 8 cores to the 3rd gen Ryzen desktop processor family? And today, I'm very happy to say the answer is absolutely yes. AMD is pushing gaming beyond 8 cores, and today I am so proud to introduce the new AMD Ryzen 9 family. So, for the very first time, take a look at AMD Ryzen 9. Is this beautiful or what? When I showed this at CES, many on the internet wondered, because I had 1 core chiplet, whether we had room for the 2nd core chiplet. And the answer is we absolutely have room, and this enables us to bring Ryzen 9 to the market. So, I love silicon. But I also love products and showing products off. So let me talk about Ryzen 9. The Ryzen 9 3900X is the absolutely first mainstream desktop processor with 12 cores and 24 threads. And what you see that's so special here is this is the no compromise product. We have 4.6 gigahertz boost, 70 megabytes of total cache, and it's all in 105 watts. And when we say no compromise, we mean that it is a phenomenal multi-threaded CPU, but it's a phenomenal gaming CPU as well. So with that, let me invite Robert back to show off the performance of our 3900X. Robert?
All right. for my last and final trick, I'm going to take socket AM4, AMD socket AM4 against Intel's HEDT socket. This is a $1,200 processor on the left versus the AMD Ryzen 9 3900X on your right. And we're running Blender, which is trusted by many content creators to evaluate 3D rendering performance. And it's just a really great content creation tool. And what you see from every box is a processing thread. And as we come to the finish, the difference is clear. We finished in about 32 seconds versus the competitor's 38 seconds. And that's about an 18% performance improvement for AMD. And we're going core to core, 12 versus 12, which means Zen 2 is simply faster.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Woo! Can I say we love to win? Take a look at what we're doing with the Ryzen 9 3900X. We have double-digit improvement in single-threaded performance, significant improvement in multi-threaded performance. And take a look at the power. Our competition is at 165 watts, and we are at 105 watts. Does that look great or what? So I know it all looks great, but I know now you're wondering, how much does this cost? When am I going to be able to get 3rd Gen Ryzen? So now let's go there. At AMD, we believe in bringing the best technology to our fans and to our ecosystem. And that's the way we think about it. 3rd Gen Ryzen is amazing. When you look at the 3700X, when you look at more performance, lower power, all of that versus our competition, what we believe is the price point for an entry-level 8-core device should be $329. And when you move up to the 3800X, the ultimate 8-core 16-thread device for gamers and content creators, incredible performance, both single and multi-threaded, we also believe, again, we want as many people to have this as possible. So this will retail for $399. And finally, the Ryzen 9 family. We love this guy. We love this guy because we love that we can bring something to the market that nobody has ever done before. In 12 cores, 24 threads, you saw, Robert, we compared against our competition whose device is more than $1,100. But we believe that we want as many people as possible to have the Ryzen 9 3900X. So when this goes on sale, it will retail for $499. That's half the price. That's half the price of our competition with much, much more performance. So now you want to know when you can get this all. And when you put all this together, what you see is the AM4 platform has been amazing. Just take a look at what we have done over the last 2 years. When we started the 1st Gen Ryzen, we thought it was amazing. But in just a little over 2 years, we have brought the performance at the $499 price point up 32% single-threaded, double in multi-threaded performance, and increased the core count from 8 to 12 cores. At AMD, we call that innovation, and I hope you see this is what technology leadership is all about. So now you want to know when you can get 3rd generation Ryzen. I am very, very proud to tell you that all of these processors go on shelf on July 7th. First 7-nanometer desktop CPU on 7/7 for all of you. So with that, let me bring our Computex keynote to a close and say, first of all, we are so honored to be here, and I want to thank Taitra and TCA again for the opportunity for us to be at the opening keynote. It has been an incredible day. It's never been a better time to be in the high-performance computing world, and we are so appreciative of the support of all of our fans and all of our ecosystem partners. So to close the show, I want to